Hello.
There's about 8 seconds of silence. What the fuck is going on?
Oh my god.
Ian, do you want to take it?
Yeah. I mean, sure. So, welcome everyone to episode 5 of the Caffeine Vampire Podcast. As always, your co-host, Ian, Khrys, and Urmi today. Everyone, how are we doing? This is a great day today. It's a Monday. It's great.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. This is your co-host Urmi, and today is Monday, and we don't have to work, which is great.
Yeah,
Super nice.
we love our bank holidays. It's
Yeah.
not enough of them in the year, but
Yeah, we don't have enough. I wish there was like 365 of them. That would be great.
that was
That would be
like
great.
But what about
Tuesday.
leap year? Are you going to work one day there? Because it's like 366 days.
Might as
Oh,
well.
but then, yeah.
Might as well just,
Yeah.
a little work, a little effort.
Yeah. In 4 years, one day work.
Yeah.
I think we can manage that. Fair.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
think. So last time we spoke about the first date, how you prepare for it, what you talk about and all that stuff. And it got me thinking, so obviously the first date is a little bit nervy, a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
You maybe never met the person before.
You don't know the guy.
Maybe you met them for
You
friends,
were
maybe you
very,
didn't.
very.
Yeah.
You're
who
like
knows
very,
till you get
very
into it.
anxious. Like, how is this gonna be?
Yeah.
You also
yeah.
met the guy in a vamp. What is this vamp app?
Suckme.com.
Yeah, suckme.com.
You're like, I hope he doesn't kill
Oh
me.
So,
No, it's that's the point, right? Like you just
Yeah.
suck first and then don't sip it.
yeah. So you met them on suckme.com. First
Yeah.
date, let's say it went well. You're going on a second one. I always think that second one is sometimes maybe more difficult, maybe less, maybe more nervous, maybe less. So I don't know about you guys, but what do you do? Do you prepare much for a second one? Do you just kind of show up and let it happen, or
No,
is the second one
Second
worse
is-
than the first one?
I think it's more pressure on the second disc because
I think so.
Pressure.
I think there were like two different type of concept here, right? If the first date went well, you are already excited to meet the guy, right? From a girl's
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah,
by the way.
exactly.
So you want to overdo it. You want to even be better from the first one. And if it was like a horse or something, so you want to do better. So you just like, yeah, I think it's pressure from both sides. Like even if the first one went well or went bad, you always want to do better on the second one.
Yeah, I mean, like,
So-
remember we were talking about first impressions and how they're
Yeah.
not always the ones that you
Yeah.
go with. So, like, you want to make a good second impression. So it's not like, oh, first one well, but the second one was like, what the fuck happened there?
But this is like for a normal human person. But what happens for a caffeinated vampire?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
with the oh so hot red flag, right?
Yeah, especially if you went with the first guy. If you went with the guy, he was like fucking hot, and like it was like a smoking all the time. And you
Already
were like, oh
giggling
my
at that.
god,
Yeah.
and you were like, oh my god, can I get more of
But
this?
like, you're kind of blind to the red flags at first, then when he's so hot, right?
And then you ask your friends, you go,
Definitely.
what do you think about this guy? And they go,
Yeah.
it's okay, but why does he only want to go to Starbucks at 9 p.m.?
A little bit weird. But he's
I
also
wanna go at
hot.
night.
But isn't going to the Starbucks is already like a red flag? Like,
I mean,
Why? Let's not insult Starbucks people.
expensive taste, I guess. Even though people
but
argue the
it's-
quality.
Just, I mean, he
This-
has money.
while
Or-
anyone who wants to take me on a date, please don't take me to Starbucks.
I mean, listen, first impressions, like second date, you can pretend to be rich for 2 dates. If it goes further past that,
Yeah.
if you're not actually rich, you got a
Oh my
problem.
god, the drunken
You
pasta.
got a problem.
Anyone
Let
who
it
doesn't know
go.
about the drunken pasta, please listen to our episode 3.
Yeah, we'll take it for drunk pasta and blood coffee.
Right.
And also don't miss on the river rituals.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, we
So-
had loads.
Yeah, but in terms of
Yeah.
like preparation, like when you know you're going somewhere and you know, maybe what you're doing or whatever, like, or maybe you don't know what you're doing. Let's say that maybe you don't know what you're doing. The guy is like, let's just, you know, meet up at this time and we'll see what happens, which maybe might be a red flag in itself.
Yep.
But if they say it like that, like, how do you get ready? Like, do you know, like, how do I say this? How do you dress for something when you don't know what's going to happen? If that makes sense.
Well, what does it happen with like a normal person? I think considering myself as a normal person,
Yeah, that's a good start.
well, I think I would definitely go with, you know, something not like too. Also depend on where we are going. You know,
But we don't know.
Yeah.
If you
We
don't
don't
know, then I would like say like dress modestly, like not like
Alright.
too much color or whatever. Like
Alright.
yeah, to
Okay.
be like you definitely have to look sexy and cute as a from a female perspective.
Yeah, you
Not
want to
like
feel good.
yeah, you want to feel good.
Sure.
It's not about making the hot guy feel good. It's about you
about
making
yourself.
yourself feel good, as a normal girl is, right? But as a caffeinated vampire, I would definitely go with the sexy one. Like, yeah, bring the hotness everywhere, people.
Just like your hot coffee.
Yes,
Fair enough.
spill the beans.
Spill the beans.
You know,
Okay.
if I was, but you know, okay,
Yeah.
thinking from a perspective that you're also a vampire. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it depends how long I have lived. Okay, so most of the time,
Okay.
Oh my god! Don't show up with a Victorian dress now.
caught me. Okay, I was going there.
That was your plan. Oh my god.
No, wait a second. No, like, okay. At this point, you just don't give a fuck about anything. You lived for so long that you're just like, I'm just gonna look good every day. Like, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
it's his fault if he brings me to McDonald's or something and I look
Oh my
fucking
God.
fantastic.
Instant
Listen.
red flag. Lose the guy.
Like-
Lose the number. Lose him. Bite him. Kill him. Oh my god. Can you
Bite
cut this
him.
out, please?
Like,
Suckme.com.
if you're bringing your date to like a fast food restaurant and you're not 15, grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is insane work for a date.
Yeah.
If you're like,
Yeah.
you could have like, making
Yes.
a little bit of money. You don't have to be making a lot. Just
Yeah.
like a cheap cafe will do as well. But like
Yeah.
fast food restaurant,
Oh my god. Yeah.
No matter
maybe
how
not
hot.
the best place.
At that point, it's even better. You know, it's even better to take the person at home and make your shitty coffee at home, and then not to take the McDonald's or whatever.
wait.
Is that better?
No, I mean it's not better definitely, but I mean I'm talking about like food wise, you know, like the drinks wise,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
not
yeah.
like
So he brings your coffee with him. Like he makes
Yeah.
coffee at home.
yeah. Bring
he puts
bring
it
the coffee with
in a
yourself.
thermos.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I'd be impressed if it stays hot that long, but if it's in a thermos, then that's fair.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Gotta make it work.
That's a very good idea. I mean, bring the coffee with you. Take the person to nearby, like a very nice location, to your crypt. As
Yeah, your family crypt.
Me to my
the
family.
graveyard. Yeah, here, have a coffee with my family or whatever.
Let's have coffee with my dead parents. What?
Red
Oh
flag.
my god. Yeah.
That is insane. That's insane.
No matter how
Second
hot.
date, meet my dead family with my coffee in a thermos. Excuse me?
Like-
What?
If that happens,
I'm dying.
what goes through your head as the date?
Like, if even if I'm a person, not necessarily like a female or male, like if I'm just a person and my date brings me to a crypt to have coffee that they made, not only am I sending the location to my friends, I'm calling police. You know, like, get me the fuck out of there. Get me the fuck
Put
out
the
of there.
person to jail or something.
Yeah, that is the creepiest red flag I think I would probably ever witness in a person.
Yeah.
Bringing me underground with coffee they made. I am not touching that.
but it's still better than taking someone to McDonald's.
I don't know.
Oh, but that I would go McDonald's over an
100%,
underground
like at least
corpses with coffee.
you won't die in McDonald's, I hope.
By the way, don't forget where you met the guy at suckme.com. So
That's already a red flag, no?
Yeah.
I mean,
already a red
you were
flag.
also in there, so probably you both are red flags.
Am I the problem?
Is that like the vampire desperation world? Is that like their version of Tinder? Like, I'm just desperate, get me anything.
That was the plan, because I think the alternative of that would have been the dark zone, remember?
The dark
Dark
zone.
zone.
Yeah, the dark zone in the corner.
All
Oh
right.
god.
So let's ask our friend Dracula again
Yeah.
about the second date. So what we can do in a second date situation. So the first date went well, or didn't went well, but you like the guy because he's smoking hot.
Oh, so
He's
hard.
a
yeah.
walking, talking red flag.
But you're
And you-
blind to it.
You are blind to it.
Yeah.
So this is a second date scenario where it's like suck first, sip later. Blood, beans, and boundaries. So the concept is blood, beans, and boundaries.
Okay.
So the first date went well, whatever. No garlic, no silverware incident happened.
No silverware.
No garlic.
So the skin is intact. And they didn't scream when you mentioned that you were like so the guy didn't mention that he's like a 300-year-old creeped roommate or whatever. Like, it's like it's not a 3-year-old.
I love
300, not 3-year. 300-year-old. But now, as you know, like the second date appear, and now it's like very awkward. So the second date, which is awkward, high stakes follow up, where things went dangerously close to real feelings and potentially cold brew.
Honest. Okay, so after a second date, this
Yeah,
is...
no, the first date. So you like it because you are like really, really hot. The guy is like really, really hot. And you are like, oh my God, can I just be like a little bit more with this person? I mean, in some point you are like, as a female, you're like, oh, this person is so hot, can this be a little bit more on to this? So you are like catching, or you're maybe trying to catch real feelings or whatever.
Does he have a personality?
I think hot guys normally have a good personality, even though those are like really, really red flaggy type of personality.
They have personalities, but they're all red flags.
Ian can
Those
tell
are
us
red
all about
flags.
it.
But yeah, I think
Right?
this is like
What does that
opposite.
mean?
I don't know. Last time you mentioned you were a hot guy, so I think you know all about it.
No, he said he's tall guy.
No, he said hot too.
Did I?
Ah,
Yeah.
I'll
Did
have
you-
to listen back. Okay, apparently I said that.
okay, but he's definitely tall.
Oh,
Anyway, so I mean, according to the modern definition of tall, I mean, I'm talking about inside anyway. Okay, let's move to the second date. So we can have like the eternal panic of vampire navigating modern relationships. So I mean, this is a second date situation. Do you bite now or you wait?
Who?
I mean, are we trying to turn them into a vampire as well, or are we just like, we just want to get our caffeine fix and then that's it?
Are we like vamp x vamp or?
So
vamp
from the
X-
vampire perspective. So from the vampire perspective, it's like,
Okay.
do you reveal your dark past over a cappuccino foam? Like, most importantly, like how much caffeine is too much on a second date, something like this.
It's like trauma dumping, right?
Yeah, trauma dumping, exactly. Exactly, that's the word.
Okay, I think it really depends what kind of trauma he dumps on you on
Yeah.
second date. Because he's like from, I don't know, years, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know.
Okay, let's assume our vampire guy is 300 years old.
Okay.
And you are a girl, like a normal girl, who met this guy on suckme.com. and the first date went well.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you are a girl who likes coffee, but who is also into, like the caffeinated vampires.
Yeah.
And then you are like, the first date, awesome, perfect. You went to the graveyard or something. And then the second date, you are now in a situation where it's like you want the feelings to be real because the guy is like super, super hot. And now you are trying to, like, what should you do in the beginning? Like, you want to go, so the second date is arranged. So how do you even prepare for that? Like, do you go to shopping or something like that?
But who you asking? You asking both of us? You asking one of us in particular?
Okay, as a girly, as a fellow girly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go first.
Fellow girly.
Fellow human, girly, let's
Fellow
say.
human girly. You can be a fellow girly too if you want.
I can give it a shot. I don't know how good I'd be, but
That's okay. You can do that.
anyway,
I
so
think
your
I
preparation.
think the first thing is like obviously you're gonna talk with your other homies about it, or your other girlies, homie girlies, like whatever. And the first thing I'm doing, like, I'm still, dumping that location to all of my friends. Like, guys,
Oh,
if,
yes.
if I don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
it back, like,
Oh, yes.
suckme.com guy. It's him.
So do you also share the picture of the person? I think this is a very good idea to share the picture,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
right?
They
The
need to know the culprit.
Oh yeah, you need to know who they're looking for.
If I'm gone missing, like, you
Yeah.
have to.
Can I say something like very similar to this situation? Like a
Okay.
real life experience. So one time I went to a date, like the first date it was something from like a Bumble or something. And then I met this person, and before that I gave my number to my friend. So like, hey, I'm going to meet a new person, so this is the number of me, like my number. If I don't call you within like half an hour or 1 hour, you know what to do.
Call the police.
Good.
Call the police. And she was there all the time, and I went and I forgot about to inform my friend. Because the date was really going well, and I was like
Shit.
enjoying my time, and I forgot to text my friend.
Ooh.
And my
Oh,
friend
no.
went crazy. I mean,
no.
obviously she will be crazy because she was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Is she okay? Is the guy is like a serial killer or something? Is she captured under a crypt or whatever?"
Is she meeting the dead family?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I went to the restroom, and then I saw like 16 or 17 calls from her and text messages.
Wow, it's a good
And
friend.
then yeah, I mean, definitely. And she after some time she was like about to call police, like, can you go check on my friend, he went to this restaurant. And yeah, so the hidden message from here is like, guys, don't do this to your friend.
Yeah, make sure you remember to respond.
No man.
She sounds like a great friend, by the way. That's
Yeah,
a good friend.
100%.
she is a great friend, but that's the no matter how hot the guy is, your friend is more important.
Always,
Oh, yeah.
always.
Yeah, yeah.
Homies
I
for
mean,
life.
Always for life.
Always
yeah.
her life.
Oh wow, but yeah, how do you?
Yeah.
I mean, so at least from a guy's perspective on this, I would follow most of the same steps.
Oh.
Tell a trusted friend where you're going, who you're going with,
Really?
how long. Well, if you want to, not die, that's a good practice to have.
You never
Because,
know.
like, put it this way,
Uh-huh.
most of the time, at least, you probably haven't spoke to this person. Well, this is probably more so for the first date, but for the second, it's just as important. You don't know if this person is who they say they are on their profile. They could say that they're a guy or girl the same age as you, but you end up and like a 50-year-old man is there. So you always got to be safe. Send your friends the pictures of
Yeah.
the person. I always think that. I mean, it might be a little bit harder this day with like AI and stuff, but at least back when, a couple of years ago, maybe try video chat with them first.
Yeah.
For a little time. It doesn't have to be like a date,
That-
but it's a good start. See their face, maybe see what they look like. That could also give some vibes across a video call. It's not quite as romantic as maybe a first date, but it's safe. You're not there with them.
yeah.
They can't like trick you and like stab you or something. So it's safe, it's safe. But yeah, tell a trusted friend where you're going, location. If you know how long you might be out, tell them how long you might be out.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
If you-
about the video call idea, I think it's also very important as a caffeinated vampire, because then you can see if he's lying or whatever. So you can see in the picture beforehand you're going on a date.
Catfishing was such a thing. And do you remember, like, some people will put their really old profile photo up, and
Oh,
then
God,
you meet
yeah.
them, and they're like 100 years older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They look
yeah, that's
nothing
not
like the
good.
picture at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You show up and you're like, what the fuck is this? And they go, that's me. You
Who's
go,
this on
yeah, when? When was this picture taken?
300 years ago.
That's the worst. Like when a
No
picture,
blood, all beans.
yeah, like when a picture's so obviously old, and you're just kind of sitting there like debating, do I swipe this person? Do I not? Like, if the picture's old, I have to assume they look disgusting now if they're not using any up-to-date photos.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause
Because
that's like
why?
Yeah, like what's the reason? Tell me.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take a selfie in your living room? I don't care. Show me what you look like now.
And
You want to
also,
know what you're getting into.
yeah, exactly. And also, they can be like heavily edited, you know?
There is that too.
Heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. That's
They do
it's
that.
tough.
And then you meet them, and it's like, oh, what happened there?
Yeah, it's tough to know. Even like if this is another thing that you might want to do. If your friend's available on the day your first date is happening, ask them to go with you and maybe just kind of be kind of like around the corner, maybe just from a distance. They don't have to watch you, but just be like, in case this goes south,
Just imagine.
I want you
Your
somewhere
friend is
close.
watching from
Yeah.
the back, and then
But,
like the guy you went with, and he's like,
Yeah.
don't shout. I think the girl behind us watching us.
Well,
Not sus
they don't
at
have
all.
to be. Yeah, I mean, they can be far away, like kind of down the street, but like
Yeah.
even tracking your location, even close enough to be.
Oh my
like,
God,
okay,
that's
this
like-
is going south. Pull me out.
Is it coming from the murder mystery or something? Like he was talking to your friends.
Did we watch too much true crime?
Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like so.
Always good
Who
to be
does
safe.
that?
Yeah, there's
that.
nothing wrong with being safe. Text your friends where you're going, see if they can be near you. At the very worst case scenario, come up with a plan of like getting out of it. You're like, oh, my
Yeah.
cat died, I gotta go home. Like something like that, Like pull some excuse that's believable from somewhere.
My poor
That's
mystery.
probably
No, I think-
good to know.
I think the most
Yeah.
reasonable one would be like just share your location with your friend, and that
Oh yeah,
should be
yeah,
fine.
100%.
But like keep it on live location. I think that's the
Yeah.
best part.
But
Oh,
in
yeah.
our situation, we don't have that problem because our guy is hot and he's a vampire, and the girl is looking for something very real with the guy who is a walking red flags but
Yeah.
super hot. And the person that you met is on suckme.com, so you are already aware of everything. But the guy, he is trying to hide his identity as a caffeinated vampire, who is, by the way, 300 years old.
But wait,
So important.
So important.
hold on. But
Yeah.
we met him at suckme.com, where it's just like specifically for vampires.
I was gonna say, didn't we say in the last one that's like the vampire version, like Tinder?
Yeah,
Don't we already
exactly.
know that they're vampires?
We-
Yeah,
Maybe-
but probably the guy wants to, like hide the fact that he is a vampire to have a more like real connection with the people.
But I don't think you can log into it unless you are a vampire. I don't know how you would prove that,
I was
but
gonna say, yeah, how do you verify that? Have to like bite your phone.
Show your fangs.
Yeah.
you can
So
fake
funny.
fangs these days,
Bite
you know.
the apple. Oh my
Suck
god.
on the human blood.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're trying to hide it, don't they like historically in like all these like vampire shows, movies, etc., whatever, isn't it like obvious when they're undead because they're like unnaturally pale? Isn't that like
Yeah.
the first sign that they're like
Yeah, that's
unnaturally
definitely
pale?
the first sign to be.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
and-
you'd be kind of sus already.
Yeah, and their eyes are like always super red or like bloodshot. Kind of like how I would look if I don't have my morning coffee
you don't
after a
sleep.
while.
But people are like sometimes people can also put like contact lenses. Like
Yeah, but is it-
they're like variations
Yeah,
even.
I guess.
So it's like could be like very non get away of this.
It's like
I guess, yeah.
some wannabe WAP dude, you know?
Yeah. They might have ways to hide it, I suppose, but I don't know. I mean, back to what you said there, if they're like trying to hint that they want to bite you, is that like the vampire version of like it's a little too far for a second date, if you ask me, kind of thing?
I think it's very intimate, I feel like.
Yeah, let me implant my teeth into you. That's that's a little bit intimate, if you ask me.
Calm down.
Yeah. Irv is like, I can just imagine you're having your potentially poisoned coffee in the crypt, and he's kind of rubbing up, and he's like, do you want me to like bite your neck or something? Like,
Oh my God.
it's getting super creepy, super quick.
Crypt and chill.
Yeah, and he's just like, I don't know, I mean, your parents are watching. He's like, don't worry about them, they've been dead for hundreds of years. That would just make it
That's gonna be
super
so
weird.
But so
Make it so weird.
Since we are talking about this one, the rules, let's say, how would this second date rules for the eternally undead will apply even? Like, what kind of rules you can think of? Like,
I mean, don't bite my neck so soon. That's probably the first one.
I don't
That's
like
probably rule
date.
number one. Yeah, you can be a walking red flag, but don't bite me yet.
even though you're oh so hot, I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my God.
I guess the rules, I think for any date, let's say, for me especially, if you're on a date with someone, you want to see like an authentic version, but like, I guess you don't want to see like, I don't know, you don't want to see red flags, but you don't want them to hide who they are. And I feel like it's kind of obvious when they're trying to hide something. If they kind of tiptoe around topics, or like, you can almost tell when someone's holding something back. So I feel like rule number one is like, be authentic, but don't be a freak.
don't show yourself too much.
Yeah, like,
So, like, never show up without a pulse or something?
yeah, that's one thing. Yeah,
Can I feel your pulse just to make sure?
Or
I
their
guess,
pulse? Or feel my pulse?
yeah. Rule number one: you're not dead. That's
Feel the
that's the
pulse.
first rule. But yeah, what's your number one rule for like a first date, second date, whatever?
As a
If you got, like, a
caffeinated
number one.
vampire, it would be like always pretend that you don't live in a mausoleum.
That's a good one. I don't live in a mausoleum. That's a good one.
Oh my God. And then also,
But do you
like,
have, like-
limit yourself, huh?
Sorry, go.
Go for
You
it,
go.
go for
Like,
it.
also limit yourself to 2 espresso shots. Like, no one wants a jittery vampire, right? Who is reciting like 14th century poetry. Beatrice, my love.
I think that's kind of. I think that's kind of romantic.
Yeah, that's kind
What,
of
more than
romantic, but
2
you
espresso
have like
shots?
also
No, the
Beatrice,
poetry.
my life.
Yeah, that's so.
The 14th century, like, die. What is this like? You shall die or something like this.
What?
What?
I don't know. What is the 14th century
That's
poem?
a red flag.
I don't know.
Ooh, we're having a great first date. You shall
Wait.
die.
What is the 14th century poems anyway? When was
shall-
Shakespeare born? Like, was it
Oh, like
from 14th?
14 something or 15
Oh my
something.
God, he's too old.
I thought you were trying to say the Gandalf thing of like, you shall not pass.
Gandalf.
And I was like, pass
Yeah,
what?
you shall not pass.
That's Lord of the
the
Rings, not
bridge.
Shakespeare.
Bridge.
Yeah, says Macbeth famously quoted, you shall not pass.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, what other rules you can think of? Like,
I mean, let's just say we don't have to have rules as like vampires. What's our like human rules?
the
You know,
rules?
as a human,
For
what's your
vampire-
rules of like, maybe not go on a third date with this person?
Yeah, the rules
you
for
know-
vampires should be like no rules at all.
Yeah, there are no rules. Been
Yeah.
living for too long. But
Let me live my life.
do you know? I was thinking like about another red flag that would be like a big no-no for the first or second date. Like, okay, so for example, like I would not really want to talk about my exes, like trauma dumping
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, something like that, because like why do that on the first, second date? But like think about it, 300-year-old vampire, how many exes does he have?
Jesus, that could be a long list. I mean, if they only date humans,
but
it's a long list, probably.
yeah.
It's a long list.
That would bore me
again,
to death.
like, but again, like,
Oh,
I
God,
mean,
yeah.
does even excess matter? I mean, if you can have like
Exactly.
1,000 exes, it matters. Like,
No.
is it- no.
It doesn't. I'm just saying, like, that would be such a big red flag if that's all he talks
Yeah.
about, you know?
The ex,
Yeah.
or like I only had. I think having one ex is the red flag. Like, why are
Just
you
one-
stuck with one person? Like, move on with your
Oh,
life.
fair.
Wait.
Well,
But what if it's
you don't
like,
always know.
well, what if it's just like, you know, his true love, and then his
Oh
true
my
love
god!
died,
Shut the
and
fuck up with
and
the
he
true
was
love
like-
already. Like,
no, but like
Yeah.
he was be saying like, oh, I never want to like date again, and then suddenly he's on suckme.com.
Yeah, or like,
oh my god, that's the best. That's the best one.
oh,
Never wanna date again.
That is
Yeah.
on suckme.com.
Until I
like,
found you, Beatrice. She reborn.
Beatrice number 2.
I could just imagine, like, I love my Beatrice so much. I'm so happily married, but I wouldn't turn down a good suck.
Oh my god.
Suckme.com.
I
set
like me
up,
some
baby.
necks.
Alrighty.
Oh, man.
What do you even wear? Like, we talk about this. Like, as a normal person, we go
Yeah.
with the modest dresses, like that also go for like beautiful, sexy, and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we're considering now this scenario. So, what do you even wear on this date? I will first ask Ian.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ian,
What do
take
you
it
wear
away.
as a what do you wear as a vampire?
As a vampire, probably different than as a person, but as a
Also,
vampire,
like the guy, the dude here.
as the dude. Yeah, well, okay. I'll do two as a vampire, and then as like an actual person. If I'm going on a date as a vampire, I think if they met me on suckme.com, they already know what's happening. They know
Weirdo.
what's up. They know who I am. I'm going
Yeah.
all out. I'm bringing the cape, the bats, the homies from the
Oh my
basement.
god.
I'm bringing the bats and everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up to the date like Batman. I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
appear out of a cloud of bats.
Batman.
You know, with my cape and my chalice
Protecting
of
your
like
city.
my thermos of coffee. Like, here, I brought you one.
Let's go to McDonald's now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
But I think as like a
Yeah.
human, like you say, you don't want to overdo it. I think overdoing it is like, I mean, it's nice to look nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to look
Yeah,
nice.
definitely.
But you don't want to turn up in like a full suit or something, because I think if you overdo it, that's to me like not a red flag, but it's like a beige flag where it's like, why are you dressing so fancy? You know what I mean? Like, it's just the
Extra.
second day. Like, why you
Why
know
you
why
trying
you
to
going so
prove?
fancy?
Yeah. Unless you're
Yeah.
not going to the gala.
Yeah, like, what, you know, I think if you show up wearing like maybe like a
A
nice
tuxedo.
that's a little too far. But
Let's go marry now.
yeah,
That's a red flag.
that's a major red flag.
a
Major
fucking-
Well,
red flag.
that's no flag. That's just red everywhere.
It's just red.
That's just a red ocean.
Yeah. I know. You know, just nice, but not too nice. Like a little, you know, as like nice little button-up shirt or something like that. Like a nice one. You don't have to go
Or
crazy.
enough shirt.
Yeah, I don't know, or like an open one, like a nice t-shirt. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe a
So-
polo or something. Yeah, just don't
yeah.
come with like your sweatshirt and like
No.
Oh my
let's
God.
go chill in the
Or like
McDonald's.
Adidas shirts, like, oh, let's go chill.
In my
let's go,
basement.
Let's go Netflix and chill or something. Like, get the fuck out
Oh
of here.
no,
That's
no,
a
no.
red flag. Get the
I mean,
suck me
for
and
second
chill.
date, if you take a person for Netflix and chill, like shut up, please.
Yeah, for second
Yeah.
date, no. That's more of like a, you know, you've
Third
been
or fourth,
dating for
maybe
like a
fifth.
month type of thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
2 months
also.
type of thing.
Also,
So yeah, that's red flag, red flag.
I
for
was
sure.
I was just thinking, okay, like speaking on the topic of what Urmi said, let's get married on a second date. Okay,
Yeah.
but say the vampire like
yeah.
is dating a human. Obviously he doesn't have that much time with her, so he's like, let's just get married now.
Oh,
How do
wow.
we feel about that?
I mean, if the vampires can turn people, right? They can make new ones.
They
Yeah, but what if she doesn't want to be turned? What if she
Yeah.
wants like her puny little
Yeah,
time
good
in this
point.
world?
Difficult.
puny little time in this world.
Yeah, I just want to live 60 years and then bye world.
60
so-
years? What?
Why?
Let's say she wants to die young, whatever.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, she's a special
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, she's a...
Okay, how long even a person live? Like
On average,
Say-
like I think women are living like 81 years average.
81?
Somewhere
Oh
around
my
there.
god, that's too old.
Really?
Isn't 80 like yeah.
80 is like 80 years. That's a long
I
time.
mean 30 if you say like 30 is too much for me anyways. So
I don't know what to say to you right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I used to think I would like wanted to not live past a certain age, and then I reached it and I was like, oh, it's actually quite fun to live.
It's alright.
It's not bad.
it's
not
fine.
bad.
Okay, talking about the timeline.
Yeah, pretty fast that. Forget that happened.
Fast forward.
So we talk about this, right? We have a different scenario right now. We have a scenario where you, as a vampire, haven't revealed it to the girl that you are a vampire. How do
Alright.
you sneak into this information so that she's not afraid of it? Even though she wants to be bitten. It's like a Bella scenario, you know? Bella literally like, yeah, why is this Edward guy so pale and why he's like so skinny and so, hot and
He's
whatever.
so
She
fast.
already knew.
Yeah.
Why he is so fast and why he's 900 years old and still in the
Still high
High
school.
They must be really dumb.
But for Edward perspective, Edward was like, yeah, whatever, I'm chilling in the ceiling. So
The ceiling.
isn't he like a vet?
Just
So
like
he's
on top like a spider. I'm watching you sleep. Red flag.
I mean, he is like a vampire, like it's like some sort of like bat, right? So it's fine to be chilling on the
Okay.
ceiling, right?
Sure.
So you're just hanging upside down, yeah.
It's bad. So how do you sneak this information to the date person, to the girl, that you are indeed a caffeinated vampire?
I think this is probably more of a like a fifth or sixth date type of thing when you get to know them a little bit more.
They visit your
I
question.
think
Yeah. But shouldn't
Yeah.
you let this like ice-breaking scenario, like it's like you put like little information, you feed the information a little bit.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. You could sprinkle in, you're like, oh, well, we're getting to that point in our relationship now. What kind of kinks do you have? I like neck biting. What about you? Sneak it in like that or something,
Very
you know?
smooth.
Yeah, sneak it in like
Very
that.
subtle.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I like
You know what I mean? I like neck biting. What about you?
How do you feel about that?
You know what I mean? Like,
Also, I don't take my garlic in the coffee, so.
yeah. Oh, they could be asking like, what foods do you hate? Personally, I can't stand garlic. Can't stand it.
Red flag, because I like garlic in my foods, you know?
So you're still human. All right, we can.
Yeah, so you are
That's
human,
good.
but he can say like, yeah, no garlic
Yeah.
on my pasta, please. I only
Yeah.
take it with the vodka.
Yeah, you want to take your pasta with vodka.
Drowns out the taste.
Yeah. But like, how else would you even sneak that? How do you even begin to reveal to someone, oh, by the way, I'm dead and been alive for 300 years? How do you sneak that into a conversation, like naturally and like smoothly? How do you even begin to do that?
Perhaps you say, hey, look, I'm like not a day person, but I'm more like nocturnal.
I like to stay with you in the night. I'm a night owl, not a morning person.
Not a morning
No.
person. I hate people who
I work nights.
Yeah, and it's like I'm more like I hate people who do jogging in the morning. So like,
Yeah, I do my
hate to the
exercise
joggers.
at Yeah.
Hate to the morning joggers.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I feel like that's so normal because I'm also a night owl. Like, how would that?
Yeah. But like, it's not. I don't think it's toxic to say, "Oh, I'm not much of a morning person. I like staying a little bit later at night." That's not bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, but then
That's okay.
you are not trying to scare that girl. You are not trying to say that, oh, I'm dead like 300 years ago or whatever.
That's
So deal
that's
with
probably
this.
that's probably a good thing to sneak in. Like, we always meet so late because I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, so
During the day.
you build up
So,
on that, right? So
yeah,
you
you
already
kinda
let her
set it
know
up.
that you don't like the joggers.
You're just like whispering, I'm not a person at all, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe what you can do to build on that thing to
It's
the point
tough. I
on the
mean,
second date. So the first date you mentioned like I'm
Ooh.
nocturnal, whatever, but you have to
Yeah.
build on that. So
Ooh,
you were
I-
not revealed. Yeah, go ahead.
I know,
Go,
I
go,
know.
go.
Okay, so you just watch a Dracula movie. I just slowly.
Oh, but this is
slip
not a
it in.
movie date.
Why not?
Okay,
You are
why
not
not?
trying to reveal the identity yet, but you are just building on that.
Yeah. Just build them up on that the
So-
fact that you like vampires, so you start watching vamp movies and all that stuff. Like go
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Dracula and stuff, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
just ask
Yeah.
the
Probably
girl.
not.
Ask the girl how she feels about vampires.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, good one.
here's another way. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a basic question when you're at
Yeah.
a date is like, you ask about like favorite foods, drinks, all that kind of basic stuff. Get to know
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
Don't you eventually ask about their favorite like movies and TV
Yeah.
shows?
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course.
Sneak it
Then
in there
go
as well.
ahead.
You're like, oh,
Exactly.
big fan of Twilight.
My sparkly little vampires.
Yeah, you're like, oh, big fan of Twilight. I love it. I relate to Edward quite a lot. Some levels deeper than others. But, yeah, I like it.
So now you are still sitting on the cafeteria with this person where you met, and then like, what type of coffee you should order on the second date? Like the first date, pretty basic one, but the second
Yeah.
date, do you still go with the same one or like the first one, like so far no blood macchiato with the oats milk and something, like
Oh wow.
room temperature coffee.
I can just imagine you going up to the barista. You're like, "Can I get a macchiato? Hold the blood though." And the barista's like,
Can you please double stir it?
What do you mean hold the blood? What the fuck does that mean? You just gotta
But
hold the
okay.
blood. No
by
blood.
the
I'm
way,
okay.
I don't want any no soul in there. This is
Yeah,
what
don't
I'm
give me the
referring
souls
to.
of the damned either. I don't. No blood, no souls. Just
The
keep
poor
it.
barista.
Keep it
is
black.
just-
They'd be looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? What the hell is going on? I mean, is there a red flag coffee? I think if I always have this, I go to the same one. I just order the same thing. Do I have to order something different?
I think that shows consistency, right? That's like a
Yeah.
green flag, no?
Yeah, no matter how
Yeah.
different the situation is, I always show up and I perform the same.
With the same coffee.
Yep, always I want my room temperature blood macchiato oats double
I
stir.
always want one.
No
Shows you
soul.
I'm loyal. Shows you I'm loyal. I always stick with the one drink.
Yeah.
I'm loyal.
No, my drink of choice with oat milk.
But what is your drink of choice? Like, what's your favorite go-to? Like, if you're at anywhere, not like a date, just like general. What's your
Coffee,
go-to?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's like your
definitely
go-to
coffee,
on your side?
Americano.
Americano, so you like it strong.
Yep,
But
I get
Nice.
strong.
do you take it with sugar?
No sugar. Oh, what
Oh,
the fuck?
she's a
Good
warrior. Oh my god.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
Might as well
Excuse me,
just-
did you say sugar? Forget about it. Only blood, no beans. Sorry,
Blasphemy.
all blood, all
You're just
beans,
drinking
no
a cup of blood.
Oh my god, I mixed it up. All beans, no blood.
All beans, no blood.
Oh, blood, no beans.
Oh my god, oh no. Oh my god, I was too loud. Okay, now coming to the sexy portion.
On the second date?
Yeah.
Good
So,
lord, okay.
so what should be the biting etiquette on a second date? Or we should do it on a third date?
I
Wait,
think, yeah,
It's
you
more
kinda
like a third
saved
date
that.
thing, no?
because didn't we say it's a red flag if they want to bite you on the second date?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something more like a little bit later stage, like
Yeah.
biting
think so.
etiquette. Yeah, we're taking it slow, guys. We're taking it slow.
Yeah, I think by second
Don't
date, you
rush.
still don't really know the person all that well.
Yeah.
Even if you've been with them like all day, you're holding back as a person. Like, you're not giving them everything. You're just kind of. I think you're still feeling out if you like this person or not. So
Yeah.
I don't, unless they're like super hot, full of red flags, you probably don't dive into that.
Yeah. I mean, no,
Probably
but
save
we actually have built up on the idea that this guy is smoking hot, but you want
Well-
to catch up feelings with them.
If they're smoking hot, full of red flags,
Yeah.
and you know it's not gonna last forever, fuck it, just dive in. Who cares?
Just go
It's
for
not,
it.
it's not gonna last forever. Just whatever, dive right in. Who
No,
cares?
but you want real feelings with them. So you are like this Bella
Okay.
person who wants to have a real feelings with Edward.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I think that if you open up a little bit, like something small but like personal, you start to build something there. You know, you start to build something there. Maybe like your favorite childhood memory or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be trauma dumping. It could be something nice. You can be open about something nice. I think.
Yeah.
That can work
Aw.
too.
But to be honest, if the guy is like a total red flag, do you really think he's gonna catch feelings for you?
I
You
mean,
know this
we
guy's-
can be skeptic about anything, right? But
Yeah.
maybe under his, strong shield, he is inside deep down a very good person.
Could be. Yeah, it could
Yeah,
be.
you gotta.
Or
go
he
for
could
the
be a
shield.
narcissist. So
Ah, that.
Well, there's that too. There's that too. You never know. You never know.
you never know. I mean, you met the person on suckme.com, so it's on you.
You never know what kind of people are crawling around that website.
But you do have an idea.
Yeah, you got an idea. You got
But
an idea.
to make this casual, what do you even do on the second date? Like joke ideas. Like, do you want to be a little bit comedic, like sarcastic, and like
I think so. Yeah, you want to be funny. You know, you want to show your funny side. You don't want to be serious or boring. You know, you want to have a little bit of fun in there.
yeah,
what I mean?
telling something like, yeah, still hanging out with my bros in the crypt. My family.
Home, still with the homies.
Fun.
I don't know. I think just open up a little bit, give them some of you, and they'll give some back. Hopefully, if they pick up on the hint,
Yeah,
they'll be open back probably.
exactly. I
think.
think comedy goes a long way, to be honest.
Yeah, icebreakers. Laughing a little bit that breaks the ice quite a bit. I think as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Going
Yeah,
with the
I think
idea
definitely.
like, yeah, you can suck first. Probably we should sleep later. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that this episode probably started as more like, how do we think it would look like? And it feels like it's just turned into dating advice. But
No, I'm definitely up for the third date. This like how it will go. Like how would be the biting ideas, like the biting etiquettes would go. Like I mean, you cannot forever on the casual thing. You have to
Yeah.
go deeper.
yeah, you got to dive in sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if he's a red flag guy, he'd just be like, turn around, let me date. And then that's it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's like
that's
Edward kind of red flag guy, who is deep down probably a good person.
Yeah, but on the surface, maybe not.
Yeah, he's definitely not a good person on the surface because he is alive for 300 years with full of toxicity. The masculinity like is all over the place. He's all over the place.
He was. He was like up and down with his emotions.
Yeah. Probably he is not a Damon, but he's a Klaus. So.
He's like 300 years and still no emotional regulation. So,
That's a long time to
right?
not learn that. That's a long time. It's a long time.
That's no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think if the second date goes like that, then it would go pretty well, and you'll probably want a third one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I assume so,
definitely.
anyway.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So where should the third one even go? Like, where should you even
Yeah, where is
arrange a third date? Like, what could be the... Probably we should ask our viewers or our audiences.
Yeah,
What
we'll
do you
leave
guys
a
think
poll
about-
at the bottom.
Yeah.
We'll leave a poll, answer or comment. Whatever you think is third date etiquette. What's appropriate?
For the bite.
Let's just assume for the
Yeah.
moment that the first two went well. Let's put it that way. First two
Yeah.
went well, and you're trying to decide now what to do for the third one. So
Yeah.
we'll leave a poll. You answer, or you can leave your comment, and we can discuss that in once we get the results. But
Yeah.
I think that would be a good spot to end our second date and move on. So yeah, well, thank you for listening to this one again for episode 5. If you enjoyed it, rate it, leave a like, share it with your friends, share it with everybody or one person. Anyone will do. Share it with anyone. We appreciate it either way. But thank you for listening. Catch us on episode 6 again, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, and stay tuned for Suck First, Sleep Later episode.
From suckme.com.
Yeah, from suckme.com. Wow, well, that's going to do it for episode number 5 of the Caffeine Vampires Podcast. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and be sure to like and follow or subscribe. Give us a rating as well if you like us on Spotify or any other platform you're using that allows ratings. And make sure to follow us on social media at the Caffeine Vampires Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And make sure to tune in with us next time, where we talk about self-manipulation, how do they think to cook that and make a window, fear of the dark and foot demons, and eating flowers. All that and more on the next episode of the Caffeine Vampires Podcast. Until then, stay beamed, and we'll see you next time.